Hello YouTube, it's Saturday, October 9th, 1:02 p.m. and I'm a little groggy. I did not sleep well at all again. Yeah, I had something I was going to say, and my brain just froze on me. Saturday, October 9th, 2021, 1:02 p.m. And I made a pretty major fuck up yesterday, and I'm in the high anxiety of not knowing how badly it's going to impact me. It might be completely devastating, or it might be just a minor inconvenience that gives me something to do on a Saturday. Not that I didn't have shit to do today, but yeah. Sorry, I've been so much stressed and so tired. I'm having trouble thinking and formulating my words right now. So as I said a couple vlogs ago, I had a great show Thursday night at Bullock's. Other than the incident of the woman who was all kinds of bent out of shape and upset about somehow felt that I was destroying her friend's song, and then took it to the point where she rudely grabbed the mic away from her microphone away from her friend, and slammed it on the table in front of me, and then grabbed her by her arm and dragged her off. Yeah, it's aside from that minor incident, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I found frustrating that happened on Thursday, and to be honest, I don't recall. It felt like everything else Thursday was pretty freaking awesome. A lot of really cool singers, and the balance of like singers to the time I had to DJ and make a show out of it was really a good balance. And I didn't really have anybody come up and request of it, which is because that can be kind of a frustrating experience, but I don't recall that happening. Like, usually that ends up being sort of a frustrating experience, because usually whatever they're coming up to request, I won't say usually, but enough that it's a frustration. They'll come up and request something and I don't have it. And I guess that's just kind of a result of people have become so spoiled of having everything at their disposal as a streaming option that they just assume that I've got that option too. And I suppose to a point that I do, but I refuse to use it for reliability issues. And as I mentioned on more than one occasion at Bullock's, the Wi-Fi is very slow. Excuse me, my bad. Bullock's doesn't have Wi-Fi. And oh shit, there's my bus. I am not making that bus. Damn. Yeah, there's no way that one's gonna wait for me to get there. There's just no way. And there it goes. There it goes. God damn it. Oh man. It's that sucks. On a Saturday schedule, there's no way that bus is going to be back. The next bus is not more than 30 minutes away. There's just no way. Man, that sucks. I think I'm just going to walk north to Thomas. And I think that couple is probably walking a catch bus themselves unless they live right over there or staying at that extended stay hotel. Sign flyer here today. Which I guess is to be expected considering how much the homeless population has just recently exploded within Pierce Park. There's a stolen shopping cart with God knows what bullshit stuck in it. And I'm sure some of y'all noticed in the video coming out here, there's a lot of what looked to be homeless people squatting in the park today. Can't blame them. The weather is absolutely beautiful here right now. And in fact, I think we've hit that time of the year where, and this happens every year, but I expect it's going to be on a whole different level this year. We've hit that time of year where the homeless populations of points north and points east converge on Phoenix to be homeless if they can figure out a ride here. And a Greyhound bus ticket is not the most prohibitively expensive thing. They converge on the Phoenix metro area for our good time of the year, weather-wise. I'm not sure the temperature, and I did have a weather thing on the Obama phone, and I think I disabled it in an attempt to make the phone a little less sluggish, but it feels like mid-70s. It's absolutely beautiful out today. The sun is shining, little fluffy clouds. Just it's beautiful right now. It is. So yeah, it's a good day to be just simply laying around in the park doing nothing. But yeah, it's disturbing how many people are laying around in that park doing nothing with all their worldly possessions in the bag. Hey, thanks for blocking the crosswalk, dude. Thanks for that. Anyway, I've mentioned before, at some point I want to do some video editing of just all these unscripted vlogs and make some compilations of bad Phoenix drivers, and at some point I probably try to cobble together something just showing the explosion of, I think I just saw somebody cross the road ahead of me on a scooter. Barely caught it out of my peripheral vision. Electric scooter. Sorry, my thoughts are not flowing very well today. At some point I want to kind of cobble something together, just showing, where the homeless people are exploding, and maybe do some about some specific areas. I mean, I have no aspirations of being the next Invisible People channel, and I don't know. I wrestle. I got so many conflicting inner feelings when it comes to the homeless situation. I mean, I certainly have a lot more empathy than most people that I see commenting on videos on the subject in YouTube. Being that I've previously been homeless, especially with 2 extended periods of homelessness. But I've had a bunch of small periods of homelessness. These pants I'm wearing suck. They do not stay up very well, and they only got 2 out of 4 functional pockets. Anyway, so yeah. I mean, I've definitely got a lot more empathy than others, but then again, there's certain things that really, really frustrate me, and things that I didn't do when I was homeless, like the guy on Oak flying a sign. Like, there's already enough traffic problem on that stretch of Oak caused by the recently opened QT having a driveway on Oak, and also for whatever reason that entrance to that Costco and the gas entrance, it wasn't much of a traffic issue. I mean, it's been there a long time. It's been there longer than I've lived here. I've lived here for quite a while. I lived here like 6 years. 3-4 years ago, I didn't really notice that causing an issue with traffic, but now every day there are times it's just awkward to get out of there. And thanks for blocking the crosswalk. But yeah, add to that a guy panhandling on the side of the road, flying a sign like that. Not cool at all. At any rate, I don't feel that. I mean, and admittedly, there's no way I would have. I don't want to say no way. There are many times where I got out of homelessness just through sheer, hustle and hard work. But my last period of homelessness, which was fairly extended, and I was in my early 30s. It took. I think, and this is me looking back with hindsight, and granted I was going through some really intense stuff at the time, both legally and mental health wise. So those are big factors as well. Although, those are I believe those are big factors with most any homeless person. But I ended up getting out with help from charities and government programs, and I freely admit that. Most notably Home Inc. And I definitely did the right things after talking to people. And mind you, many of these were case managers and benefits specialists for the mental health clinic. I forget what it was called back then, ComCare, maybe. I think it's called Lifeful now. All right, we got another person blocking the side of the crosswalk. You are in a crosswalk. You are in a crosswalk. You're in a crosswalk. You are in a crosswalk. You're in a crosswalk. God, I fucking hate people that block crosswalks like that. I don't think he gave it a second thought. I don't think he realizes he's a douchebag. So I was following the advice of people, and at the time I had a very, very major episode and mental breakdown. And I don't feel like reliving that. That's a lot to talk about, and I'm almost up to Thomas, where I'm going to be getting on the bus, and I'm probably going to stop this when I get to the bus stop. So I expect it to be a busy bus stop. Oh man, her headphones just reminded me I didn't bring any headphones. Dagnabbit, it's a long ride to not go with headphones. Anyway, so yeah, I had a really bad breakdown, and at that point, everyone's like, "Look, you need to get yourself on Social Security disability. If for no other reason than a safety net for you and your daughter. That way, when you break down like this and you are hospitalized, it doesn't result in losing your home and instability with your child. That way you've got that stability, that something to fall back on. But the issue with Social Security, and I'm assuming it's still an issue now, is that you don't just go in there with paperwork from the hospital showing that you've just had a full-on mental collapse and you've got a diagnosis where you're prone to having those kinds of collapses and breakdowns. It doesn't work like that. You apply and then you wait and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. Mostly you wait. You wait a long time. You wait a long time, and it's the whole time all the bureaucrats are trying to figure out any reason possible to deny you. And it just seems like, as a matter of principle, anything mental health related gets denied. And this is what I was told by people that, in the mental health field, like people at the clinics I was at, and even doctors and psychiatrists, as well as I ended up getting a lawyer to help me with this. And that's what they all told me. It was like, as a matter of course, they'll always deny you the first time. And it just seems to be like a kind of a broken part of the system where they take a long time to make it happen, in hopes you'll find your bootstraps, or that some other family or whatever will help you, and then they summarily deny you on the first time. I guess in hopes that doing an appeal or doing all the follow-up stuff to still get your benefits will be more than you can handle. And the fucked up thing is, if you are severely mentally ill, odds are that is going to be more than you can handle. I mean, a lot of times when you're severely mentally ill, putting pen to paper and going into an office and talking to somebody and putting pen to paper is more than you can handle. And to me, that's a huge part of where the system is broken. Well, this has gotten really heavy and deep. This is not what I was planning on talking about today at all. Anyway, I was definitely struggling with that, struggling with my divorce. So, and thank God I was getting a lot of day-to-day help from the mental health system, food banks. I went to a peer support group called Cheers, which kind of gave me a place to be in the daytime when I was hot and I didn't have my daughter with me. Where there were supportive people that were there to help me kind of navigate what I was going through. But one piece of advice that came from everybody is, especially when they looked at what my situation was and how I'd been in inpatient care and how I had basically mounted an interesting legal defense in a loophole in the law to get released. In spite of the fact that I was not mentally stable, not even close to mentally stable. That's another extended topic for another time. But I got released, and I was not mentally. I was not well, and then suddenly my wife left me. Oh, my wife had me, basically made a false allegation against me and had me arrested for something I didn't do, and I was in jail for a while. And then, when I got out of jail, I was homeless and on my own, and facing a situation where the bulk majority of my family and friends had turned against me because of lies they'd been told by my ex-wife. So yeah, it was a very difficult thing to go through. That would have been a difficult thing to go through had I been mentally stable, and I really, really wasn't. So anyway, the advice that I constantly got was, if you have a pending claim for mental health related disability, do not get a job. Once you got a paycheck come in, you've just given them evidence that you don't need the assistance, you can work a job. So which I think is screwed up, because so that was one major piece of advice. And the other one was, if you've got pending assistance coming for a home, as a homeless person, if you've got pending assistance coming that's going to provide you with housing, especially if it's going to provide you with good housing, which homing did,
I use the term good loosely, but definitely as homeless solutions go, it was good housing. It wasn't a shelter. It wasn't a hospital. So yeah, good housing. And in fact, pretty permanent. I mean, I was there, even though it was considered temporary housing, I was there for a decade. So yeah, good housing. If you've got that pending, do not get a home. So even though I had some people that were reaching out to me that were like, hey, well, you can stay with me and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I can't stay more than a couple days. A, I don't want to put you out like that. And B, in order for me to get the housing I'm trying to get, I need to remain homeless. So yeah, I did kind of extend my duration of being homeless just because I knew there was no way I was going to get some, the kind of assistance that was going to properly lift me up out of that situation in a permanent way and give my daughter the stable home that she needed, without continuing those situations, continuing the joblessness and the homelessness before the assistance came through, and that's kind of a screwed up thing. I mean, that to me is somewhere where the system is very, very broken. I don't have solutions for that. I'm just kind of relating my own story. That is so not what I was starting this vlog to talk about. I was going to talk about how badly I screwed up yesterday, and I screwed up badly yesterday. So I went to Bullock's, and I got to Bullock's pretty late because of the old idiot of the fucking asshole bus driver throwing me off the bus, and how much delay that put on me, and the fact I was running severely late already. And I put everything into my suitcase, all ready to go, so I can carry it nice and easy. And my friend Corey was going to pick me up, which he did. We had a great time last night out at 92nd Street Cafe. Pretty much dominated the karaoke show, which is always fun. And finally, I actually got a chance to chat with the KJ and just let him know, hey, I'm also a KJ, and invite him to invite him to my shows and give him a card and stuff. So anyway, I went there, and I didn't have any time to work on music. I just packed stuff up, and I left the suitcase with everything, all the essentials for my karaoke show, packed and ready to go, in such a way that literally anybody could just pick up that suitcase and walk with it. And when Corey showed up, for whatever reason, that was not on the top of my mind, because I do have short-term memory issues. And I grabbed both of my phones and their charging cables, and my headphones, and my little my iRiver radio MP3 player, digital recorder device, and out the door for some good times with my friend, and completely forgot my suitcase there. So yeah, that has resulted in a pretty restless night for me. It dawned on me. I was having trouble getting to sleep about 4 a.m. Girlfriend was laying next to me in a very pleasing sort of way, but she was knocked out and snoring, and I was kind of restless. And I was like, God, now would actually be a good time to set up my computer in the living room. That way I have it available for the next couple of days to work on music. Wait, oh shit, where is my computer? Oh shit, I left my computer at Bullock's, completely packed up in such a way that anybody could just walk up, grab that suitcase, and walk with it. And me carrying my system in that way is such a new thing that I doubt anybody there would even recognize that as, oh shit, that's Dan's suitcase. What is that fucker doing with Dan's suitcase? So I'm really scared right now. If somebody walked with that suitcase, I seriously question my ability to put a karaoke show together without a vehicle between now and Tuesday. Yeah, I seriously question that. I mean, if it happened, it happened, and I'll deal with it. And I don't want to spend any more mental energy, as the wheels in my head are already turning in that direction. I mean, obviously, I'm going to see if Jim has security footage of who took it. I'm going to file a police report and concentrate my effort into maybe getting it back, which is, dicey at best. And I go mostly towards putting together another system between now and Tuesday. I pray to God I don't have to do that. Yeah. This could be the end of my karaoke as I know it. I'm terrified of that. Let's just say my backup methods for the last, roughly 3 years have been. I used to always be really good about having redundant backups, but they've been less than adequate for about 3 years just due to other life issues. And oh man, I really hope I didn't fuck myself by leaving it in such a place where somebody could have just walked off with the whole system. I've already had something stolen, notably stolen from me within the last few months. I left a backpack with cables and adapters sitting in front of Jay's Cocktails, and I expect it was stolen as I was standing right next to it. But mostly I was talking with my mom and my girlfriend. My mom was in town. She lives in Oklahoma, so it's not very often I get to see my mother these days. And she was in town, and I was talking with her, and I thought I'd loaded everything in my girlfriend's vehicle, or my vehicle. I don't remember what the hell we were driving that day. But, and I'm thinking probably in her vehicle. I'm thinking for some reason I wasn't driving my vehicle, but I can't remember what it was. It was a transmission issue. Yeah, I was having some kind of a transmission issue, so I didn't feel right driving my vehicle. I can't remember if I was loading everything in my mom's vehicle or into my girlfriend's vehicle, but anyway, I missed one backpack, and somebody walked off with it. And as soon as I realized that backpack wasn't there, we doubled back. It was gone. It was gone. Looked around the area. I didn't see it. It's kind of optimistic that maybe a homeless person had walked just a few feet to like a bus stop and looked inside it and pulled the contents out and threw it on the ground when they realized there was nothing that would be of value to a homeless person in there. I can't imagine too many homeless people have a way of flipping XLR cables for money. But I would say I easily had about $250 worth of, full replacement value. $250 with cables and adapters, and power supplies in there. So yeah, it definitely was more than a little inconvenience for me. Wow, there is another 44, and this bus still hasn't come. I got to stop this. I'm gonna try to catch up 44.